The Coming Judgment Based on Your Deeds. Here's a book that'll challenge you. The Coming Judgment Based on Your Deeds. Did you hear that? See, as Christians, we know that we're saved by grace when we put our faith in Jesus Christ. But sometimes Christians think of that as an all or nothing deal. That because they put their faith in Jesus, they're in heaven, and heaven is going to be equal for everyone. But we also know that there's other verses in the Bible that talk about God rendering every person according to their deeds. We know in Revelation chapter 20 on Judgment Day, God opens up the book of life, but also the books of deeds. And all of our deeds are recorded there. There are many scriptures that talk about God rewarding us according to our deeds. To those who overcome, He's going to make them a pillar in the temple of God. He'll make them rulers over nations. To those who discipline themselves, there'll be crowns of glory. To those who sacrifice, to those who suffer persecution, to those who take care of the needy, those who take care of the imprisoned, visit the sick, those who are doing the works of Jesus Christ, there's going to be greater rewards. How do we reconcile these two ideas? The idea is that Christians, there's still deeds to be taken into account, and yet we're also going to put our faith in Jesus and we're saved by grace. How can there be both deeds and grace at the same time being taken into account? That's what this book explains. I take those two concepts, weave them together, and indeed you're saved by grace when you put your faith in Jesus. But then I talk about the deeds, how they're going to be taken into account on Judgment Day, and finally, what are the rewards ahead of us? This book will challenge you. It'll challenge you to live a life that's productive. Live a life that wants to please God. Live a life that when you come before God, you're going to hear the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." See, even going to school years ago, I always wanted to know what was going to be on the tests before I arrived at time to take the test. Well, there's a test ahead of us. You ought to know what's going to be on the test. You ought to know what God's going to be looking for. We explain it real here. Another real easy read. You can get through it quickly. The Coming Judgment Based on Your Deeds.